With Haddad, with the Greensboro Reds in ABA, another big win tonight. Not easy tonight. You guys had to go extra innings to knock off the Expos. Expos bring back some good memories of going back all the guys years ago. I'm thinking about Gary Carter, Tim Raines, Gary Carter. You're talking about Steve Rogers. I don't remember him or not.
Andre Dawson,
Ellis, Valentine, Warren Cromartie, but again,
Rusty Staub,
late stage. Even Pete Rose played there for a little bit. The Red.
Yep.
It's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting about Gary Carter going back to his days too.
Loved him.
Now, what about you managing this team tonight? You guys had to go extra innings to get the win. That's one of the big tests. You guys had a big test tonight.
Yeah, we were deadlocked, I think, in the 5th inning, and I started to pinch run and bunt a little bit, and we got ahead a couple runs, and then they fought back. So it was a hard-fought game, and then we kind of got a bunch of runs right there in the extra inning.
Pretty good win, I guess, for A.J. Williams. He got the win.
Yeah, he got this. Well, I guess he did. Yeah,
because he came in and you guys had grabbed the lead extra innings. He got the win. Nice outing by him too.
Yeah.
What about to your side here? We got Mr. Wells from the Expos, Scott Wells, correct?
Yes, sir.
Brother Jonathan Wells?
Yes, sir.
How about Winston-Salem State this year? Good season for you guys. You made all conference, and you guys had a great year.
Incredible season. A lot better than last year. We got a lot of guys coming in, a lot of guys that stepped up as well.
What type of improvement have you seen in that team since you joined up over there?
The pitching staff. The pitching staff really came together, and we filled a couple holes in the lineup that we missed last year, and we saw come together at the end of the season.
How about you guys like Travis Moore, one of your teammates, I guess, or one of your league mates here in the NABA? You were the Expos, he was with the Reds, but he was a good teammate for you this year over Winston-Salem State.
Oh, yes, he's a very clutch player, well player. He's a speed on the base pass. He can hit both sides of the field. Remarkable player. What
about Aaron Jones, another former local player who helped you guys quite a bit this year?
He was a big spot in the lineup. He had a lot of double singles. He's just one of the guys that he hurt the team base running. He'd hurt other teams. He's just big, huge batting average, well over 450, I believe. He's a really good player. Good defensively, too.
Going with Scott Wells of the Greensboro Expos in the Adult Baseball League. You go all the way back, I think, toward Northern Guilford, Greensboro Day School. I think you can go back to the old Northwest Guilford Colt team from many years ago.
Yes, sir.
A lot of local experience over the years. And what have you gained? What kind of experience have you gained? How has it been beneficial to play in the league here this summer?
It's been good seeing a lot of different players, a lot of different people I've become friends with. But it's good experience, and it's good talent.
And is this the kind of league you feel like is a good spot for you as opposed to some other teams you might be playing in this league with the Expos?
This is a very, very good league. It's got good talent all around, good competition, and one of the best competitions right here with the Reds. And it's always a great time to play.
What about next year coming up with Winston-Salem State? What do you see your team doing next year as an encore? You guys won the CIAA this year. I think you won the regular season and the tournament, or came close to both and went on to play maybe some postseason play. What about the future for the Rams? You got a great coach over there too.
Oh yes, very well good coach. We're just looking to win conference again and go back to the regionals. Hopefully we want a regional win, go on to the World Series, and see what we can do there.
Do you feel anything at all about the history of the Expos? We were talking to Enad about that. Do you look back at any of the history of the Expos and the team you're representing here this year? Is it just a kind of a uniform you guys put on and go play?
It's more of a uniform we put on and go play. We like to represent the Expos, though. I know they were taking over, not a team anymore in the big leagues, but we want to represent them.
How about your days with Justin Smith as your coach a few years back? Picked up a lot of good things from those guys. He and his dad, Johnny?
Oh, he's a good guy. Good coach as well. And they always got a pretty good team, too. Prolific. Good job.
Scott, good to talk to you tonight. Good luck to the Expos the rest of the way, and keep up the good work. Look for big things from you. Maybe even we got the Major League Draft one on the next couple of days. Maybe even see you and maybe your brother in that one day. You never know that.
So.
Anything is within expectations.
I hope so. Thank you.
Keep up the good work. Enad, again, tell us who we have here to our side, our next guest tonight from the Reds. Give us some background on this young man. I think he's one of your elder statesmen for your team. He's been with your team since back probably in the inception of the Reds.
Yeah, 07. Jermaine White, he went to Pitt Community in Mount Olive for a little while. But he's probably owns most hitting records that we have.
When you first said Pitt, I thought you were talking about the Pitt Panthers.
No, Pitt Community.
I think Pitt Community.
Went to Smith High School here.
Is it Jerome again? Jerome White?
Yeah.
Jerome, I think maybe Pitt. Jermaine. I think Pitt Community College may be bigger than Pitt University as far as baseball goes.
And the first time I heard about it, that's the first thing that came to my mind was Pitt Panthers.
Boy, Pitt Community College, I always heard some people talking about them today. They've had a very good history of baseball.
Yes. Coach Eason came from East Carolina, and ever since he's been over there, I was there for the first year. I think it might have been his first recruit. And ever since then, I mean, the man knows what he's talking about. He knows hitting.
That's kind of a long way, too, going from Smith High School all the way down to Pitt Community College. And from Smith High School, a pretty good achievement, too, because the Eagles have struggled some in baseball through some years. Talk about your background at Smith. Who did you play for there, and what type of team did you guys have back in the Smith High School?
Well, I didn't play my freshman year. So my first year playing there was my sophomore year. And we weren't rollovers. We had some position players.
Who was coaching you back then?
Coach Johnson.
Derek Johnson was the head, right?
Coach Derek Johnson was head coach my first 2 years, and then we had a Winfred Johnson, which was actually the home run leader at East Carolina.
So you've got some good connections at East Carolina and Pitt Community College right near each other.
Yes.
What kind of accomplishments, how did the game go for you when you're down playing for Pitt Community College?
It actually went well. I learned a lot, learned a whole lot. I came off my senior year in high school, came off of, I think I hit 595. But when I first got to Pitt, lost a little swing, had a whole hole in my swing,
yeah,
so I had to get that back together. But one day at a time. We had inside facilities. He had a great staff to help us out, and from day one, he let us know. He set the tone for us at hard-nosed baseball, and we all followed.
How did you get connected with the Greensboro Reds and Haddad in the league here?
He found me. He came to I played in another league, and he came and saw me play over at War Memorial.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked one of the guys to play for him already, did I want to play or was I interested? And hey, I'm always looking for somewhere to play.
Do you see it going on for a few more years? You're not ready to hang it up anytime soon? You're still enjoying the game?
I am not hanging up the cleats anytime soon. I'm definitely not done.
Thank you.
Still have another year of eligibility for school ball. So I have some aspirations.
What about all these young kids? You got some high school kids on your team this year too. At least A.J. Williams almost seems like a high schooler. He hadn't been out of Dudley long, and you got a couple of kids coming in to play with you. What about the young kids coming up?
I like them. I have no problem with them because anytime I see somebody playing, especially playing high school ball, and comes to older league or team, I've always seen myself doing that because I've always liked to play a talent level up above age.
What about in the future? It's been going up in a few years from now. What do you see yourself doing as far as vocation? What kind of work do you want to get into, and what's the future hold for you there?
Well, I'm looking forward to being a coach. I'm kind of assistant coach for a travel team right now.
Which team is that?
Actually, I couldn't tell you the name right now. But I've been asked.
Anybody we know you're working with?
Well, I'm working with the coach, J.B. Brown.
Oh, okay.
The coach over at Smith.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Baines, J.B. Baines, yeah.
Yes. He's
probably the Aggies team. I know he used to coach those guys a few years.
Yes.
Pretty good background there with Coach Baines. Maybe Coach Baines might be in line to get that Grimsley job, being a Grimsley grad. He may want to move over there.
He might.
And you say you might want to get into coaching yourself one day?
Yes. I definitely have. I've learned a lot of stuff. And the guys on the team can tell you that I'm constantly saying either something about getting down, using your hands, or just giving little tips or making somebody just feel comfortable at the plate. And I'm always willing to help somebody, and definitely willing to help people who are willing to help themselves.
What do you think the strength is for the Reds team this year? I know you guys have a big game coming up Wednesday when you go over and play those Kernersville Bulldogs. What about the strength of your team this year? I know you've got some new pitchers in, and some of your veteran players have come back. What do you see the strength being this year?
Mainly from 1 through 10, 11, 12, whatever number we end up batting, we pretty much, everybody can put the ball in play very hard. And our pitching staff has definitely grown a lot, and as far as depth in itself, but relievers are definitely good, and starting pitching is really, really good.
Where would you go, back to the Pitt Community College quickly, thought entered my mind, where would you go after Pitt? You finished the community college work. Would you get your 4-year degree there? Can you? Or where would you go after that? Would you go into another 2-year college, finish up things in 2 more years?
After Pitt, actually, I went to work for like 2.5 years and picked up the phone and called Coach Eason and found out I had eligibility left in Division II. Mm-hmm. And from there, I went to a couple of actual major league tryouts for the Atlanta Braves and the Diamondbacks. And actually, the Diamondbacks scout actually lives in Greenville, and he let me know that they might be interested. And I knew I needed to pursue more of a school ball, and I ended up going to Mount Olive College.
That's not a bad program either. They're pretty good.
Yeah, Coach Lancaster definitely knows what he's talking about over there, and he has a great staff. Coach Rob Watt definitely knows what he's talking about when he's talking about hitting.
How about Haddad? What have you learned from Haddad? He's a kind of a coach who's kind of joined in and get this league stirring and keeping it going and doing a lot of work to run it as far as being the commissioner, president of the league, and also the coach of your team. What have you learned from Haddad as a player, maybe as a young man? What have you learned from this guy?
I've learned that this man can multitask. This man handles a lot of business. Yes, all outside.
Wears a lot of hats.
The best quote of the year is tell him.
Oh man, what was it?
So many games.
Oh, we play so many games. People call out, and they actually call here and have to call and let them know they're not coming because we play so many games, man.
Instead of calling out of work.
Oh yeah, it's like it is like calling out of work. You call out of here, it is calling out of work. 40-hour week. We got about 50 games on the schedule, but he definitely manages to get a lot of people in and get us in and out and let us get into a rhythm. But I mean, it's something that I like to do stuff like that. It's like a hustle. You gotta, it's a grind and entrepreneurship.
Well, Haddad, what about closing things out tonight? You got a big game coming up Wednesday. We got to talk to Scott Wells tonight here with us at the ballpark. Also talk to our friend Mr. White here, Mr. Haddad. What about Wednesday? Big game with the Bulldogs. You guys got tested tonight. That might have been a good game to get the Expos in the way the schedule works to get you ready for the game Wednesday.
The plan was to get everybody in and mix everybody in the defense and offense and kind of head up towards that game. But we have a big league game against the Braves tomorrow.
So you're playing again tomorrow.
Yeah, so we don't want to overlook them at all.
No.
The league comes first, but yeah, there are some good things to take from this as far as having a tight game, having to bunt some, steal some, bunt with 2 guys on and no out. So, but I'm really proud of the Expos, and this is only their second game. And as a president, I would have been happy if they would have beat us, but as a manager, I always want to win.
What was it like too, guys? You guys were almost like the visitor as far as batting first. So you guys seem like you're usually the home team, and they got the last at bat tonight. What was that kind of like? It was a little bit different tonight.
Well, as a league, this is the it could be home or away for this field because this is the league's field.
Sure.
So,
but I almost always see you guys always come up if you're going to get the last to bat.
Yeah, it's usually it was a little different. We usually when we're down we're batting last and stuff like that. So.
Well, you've kind of closed it out tonight, looking toward the game against the Braves and the game on Wednesday. What about the rest of the week as far as your schedule goes? You guys are busy day in, day out, almost playing every day.
Yeah. Saturday we play Catawba Valley again, and then there's Tennessee Long Train or something like that in the CVCL, and they've been wanting to play us, so they're coming down. And then we'll also have a game Sunday night against the Greensboro Yankees.
Full busy week for the Greensboro Reds and the Greensboro Adult Baseball Association. Again, Mr. Wells, Scott Wells, good to talk to you tonight. Look forward to seeing you many times in the future. That Winston-Salem Rams website. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. White, again, down at Pitt Community College, maybe with the Diamondbacks or the Braves one day. Want to see you lined up, suited up with those guys. Keep up the good work there. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Haddad, good job as always.
Thank you.